This is Gypsy, and it is tea time with the Gypsy Witch. So grab your tea mugs or your cups and join me for some spiritual discussion. So anyways, yesterday I mentioned that I would discuss enhancing your psychic mediumship abilities. Now, there are many different types of psychic abilities, like spiritual healers, ESP, mind reading, remote viewing. What's that other one I'm trying to think of? You know how like I talk with spirits up here in my mind. I could do it different ways, but that's like the main one. There are people who can communicate with each other that way, even from long distance. For some reason, the word is escaping me. Okay, but there are many, there are so many psychic abilities. I'm only speaking on psychic mediumship abilities because it's the only one I'm qualified to speak on. I don't have the other abilities. I have a cousin who has a touch of spirit communication, but she's a spiritual healer and she's amazing at it. That's her spiritual gift. Then, speaking of which, let me tell you, this is all just a theory of mine. Okay, so it is my belief that we all have psychic mediumship abilities, every single one of us. They call it the sixth sense. I think it's the first sense, because I believe long ago, at the beginning of humanity, before we had speech and the written word, now we got all these other ways to communicate too. We communicated psychically. So anyways, as time went by and we learned speech, the written word, well, first we started with pictures, stuff like that, like on the caves. We communicated that way, the written word. Then we ended up with telegrams, mail, telephone, even television, internet, and all that. As all this stuff developed, we kept putting our psychic abilities on the back burner. Okay, so we kind of lost them, but there were those of us who kind of retained the information, remember how to do it. And like I said, in my family, we have other psychic mediums. It's generational, like me and my cousin. Then we have, in the generation younger than mine, my niece. I suspect my son, but yeah, he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, so we don't talk about it. Anyways, there are families that are more open to these types of things, the spirit realm, so it's a little bit more easy for us to hone in and use those psychic abilities. Okay, but I believe everybody has them. Now, it's your choice to use them or not. If you choose not to, that's fine, and if you choose to, that's fine too. So, for those of you who wish to hone in on spirit communication, I want to talk a little bit about that today. Now, I'd like to say not every method works for everybody. So what I'm talking about today worked for me. Now, when I was a little girl, I talked to spirits all the time. I had a little friend. Yeah, I can't really remember her name. I call her Melissa. I think that was her name. Anyways, I don't really remember. It's been decades. Yeah, the 60s approaching real quick. Anyways, yes, girl, I can't even talk about it. I can't believe it. 3.5 more years. Anyways, I'm going to get off that topic. I need a sip of tea. Right. I had this friend I played with all the time. And she was a spirit friend. And parents, don't ever tell your children that their invisible friends are imaginary. I suppose sometimes they are, but children are can very easily see and communicate with the spirit realm. So, most of the time I'm going to say those friends are real. Mine was. And she stayed with me. I was a very shy, quiet child. I was very uncomfortable with other children. She stayed with me until I met my lifelong best friend at the age of 9. Yes, we're still best friends, believe it or not, at our ripe old ages. Anyways, also, oh yes, my uncle. My daddy's older brother died when he was 6 months old, before my daddy was even born. My uncle, he still don't leave me alone. I'm just joking. But yes, he was with me a lot. My son John told me he's my spirit guide. I'm hoping for better spirit guides for the rest of you. No, I'm just joking. Anyways, right. You know, I remember last time I saw my uncle, I was sitting behind my daddy in the station wagon. Yeah, there were station wagons back in those days. Yeah, it was the early 70s. And we were going from northeast Ohio, where we lived, up to, or down to southwestern Pennsylvania to go visit my grandparents in the family farm. I'm sitting behind my daddy. I look over, and there's my uncle sitting there. At that time, he appeared to me as a young teen, right? And I think that was the last time I actually saw him, right? And even communicated with him for decades. Now I try to avoid. No, I'm just joking. I like to tease him. Anyways, so it is also very normal for children. Usually it's by the time you get to school, when you start going to school, they brainwash it right out of you. Right, or you're getting comfortable with what other children might think. I kept it to myself. I didn't even tell my other, oops, there we go again, too much spiritual energy around the computer. Right, I didn't even tell friends or family I was doing this as a child. Around that time, I just kind of shut down. And I stopped using mine. Although as a teenager, I was very interested in all that kind of stuff. I still had books on what they call the occult. And the word occult does not mean evil, honey. It means secret knowledge. Think about that. Why should it be secret? It's coming from upstairs. The only ones who would want to keep it secret, well, are those at the top of the echelon. They have that information. They don't want the rest of us to. Oh, wait, that's a whole other video. Girl, I'm not going to go there. Yes. I get myself in trouble on social media sometimes. I'm kicked off a Facebook for life. Yes. Anyways, I won't get off that topic because it's not what this is about today. I need another sip of tea. I wish I had a little Jack in here. Jack Daniels. I think I need it tonight. Anywho, I had, in the interim, between being a small child, or being a child when I turned it off, when I became an older adult and started doing it again, where I would see spirits. Now, I actually would see spirits lots of times where I thought they were people physical in this realm. Yeah. Now, the best way to go about this, and I know a lot of you are going to shut me off right here. Hi everyone, this is Gypsy from Gypsy Witch Creations, and today I would like to introduce to you the first in my new line of gifts and souvenirs for campers, nomads, for those who travel a lot. My first is Arizona. I have a postcard, and these postcards come 7 to a pack with envelopes, and then I have a beautiful camping mug here. There are going to be more of these with various places, and I will have travel mugs, t-shirts, all kinds of souvenirs, so stay tuned for more, and visit me at gypsywitchcreations.com. Oh, okay, so yes, I know a lot of you are going to turn me off on this. Meditation is the best way. Now, I started off with meditation to open the third eye. Now, the third eye is actually a gland in the middle of your head called the pineal gland. This gives you more clarity and knowledge as to what's going on around here. Keeps you more open-minded, but it also helps you connect with the spirit realm and spirits, the divine. Okay, and that's also, you have your third eye chakra and you have your crown chakra, which connects you to the divine. So it's very important to learn how to open the third eye and the crown chakra. So I did this through meditation. I believe this was so many years ago. I found a meditation for opening the third eye. And I think I found it on Teal Swan's YouTube channel. And you're going to have to go way back because it was years ago. But anyways, it worked for me. Now, when you're doing this meditation, you are concentrating here. Okay? Don't concentrate too hard. But what happens with most people is when you open your third eye, you get a third eye headache right here. And boy, did I get one for a couple of days. I remember with my youngest child, we were at the Verizon store getting me a new phone, and I'm sitting there with this excruciating third eye headache right here. But let me tell you, it worked. Now, the purpose of meditation, now you're going to need to meditate for a while until it becomes second nature to you. I have to admit, I don't really do traditional meditation, not a mice anymore. Okay, because I have other things I do, like my art and stuff like that, and that helps me to meditate. And I also am able to clear my mind more instantly. And that's the point of meditation. It helps you learn how to clear your mind, okay? Because when you can settle your mind down and keep it clear, you can hear spirit, first of all. You can receive messages. All right? So, it helps with that. And then, not just hear them, but get a clear message. Now, we all are going to make mistakes with that. Hear it wrongly. Like I always say, a good psychic medium, she don't like, or he don't like the message you received, you just change it. Now, I'm just joking. You don't do that. I just tease my family in the spirit realm about that. Anywho, yes, it'll help you keep your mind clear. Whoops. Too much spiritual energy again, then you're going to start having that problem. You have too many spirits around your computer. All your technology starts freezing. Anyways, right. So clear your mind. And I was meditating quite a bit. Of course, I had good incentive. My oldest child just crossed over. So, yeah. As a mama, you just, no, you aren't taking my baby from me. Now, sometimes I wish you'd get lost. Just joking, honey. Anyways, he said, no, you're not, Mom. Anyways, yes. So it clears your mind, settles it down, so you're not bringing in other thoughts or have a preconceived notion about what they're going to say or what the answer to a question might be. Okay? So that is the main thing for enhancing your psychic abilities. So anyways, there are different ways to communicate with spirits, okay? Now, and you might be able to enhance all of them if you want, but you always have one that's like your main, the one you're best at, the one you go to most. Now, I'm willing to bet most people hear it within their head. Now, I'm not sure. No, I call that clairaudient. Right. You are, it almost sounds like a thought, but it's not. And you get used to it, someone else from the other side speaking to you in that manner, and you know it's not you. Now, the way John explained it to me at the beginning when he first crossed over was, you think it's a thought, and sometimes it is, but most of the time it's me or somebody else talking to you, Mama. And just play into the conversation. You have this thought, and you think you're talking to a loved one on the other side. Just go with it in your head. Consider it like practice. There are going to be times it might just be your imagination. That's okay. That's how you practice, and you get to know more and more when it's in your head and when it's not. I think I've gotten to the point where I can almost hear the voices in my head as they were here. Yeah, Mom, we still basically have the same voices as we did here. Okay. So, you just practice that way. Keep your mind clear. Keep your thoughts open. And another way Another thing I want to point out here is you could be going about your day. Maybe think about something else. Whoops, there it goes again. Right, think about something else. And all of a sudden, an inadvertent thought pops in your head. It has nothing to do with what you're thinking about or what you're doing. Like that, I love you, Mama. I just called. Right. That's from spirit. It's not, yeah. And if it's not something good, it's not spirit, okay? Disregard that shit. But you get one of those thoughts. Mm-hmm. That's from spirit. Work with that, okay? Respond if you get something like that. Or thank the person who you think it is, okay? So that, I believe, is the main way most psychic mediums work, okay? So you have that clairaudient that way. Then I also have the ability to hear with my physical ears. I hear my loved ones in the spirit realm at times, just as if their voices are still here. They're still here physically, let me put it that way. I'm asking my son, now, does this an agreement between the one fully in spirit and the incarnated one? Okay, Mom, we did talk about that once. It's basically a way to communicate. We don't use it that often because, like you do often, we talk out loud. No, not we talk out loud. Like you do often, you get too excited. And yeah, sometimes you do talk out loud. You don't ever do it inappropriate. Yeah, if you get in the habit, everybody, of talking out loud to spirit, be careful where you do it. Right? You do it at home in the privacy of your own home. Don't do it in public. Right? Anyways, Mom. And that's what I'm talking about. You get so excited that you sometimes get off track. So that's another thing. Try. It is exciting, and especially if someone close to you and it's a recent loss, you're going to get very excited, and you're going to lose the train of thought, the context of the information. Is that it? Yes, it is. I think so, Mama. So anyways, that's another way I hear. Okay. Then you have claircognizant, which I believe is more of like premonitions and stuff, where you just have this knowing something's going to happen or whatever. I have a little bit of that, but I've had premonitions. It came out, well, I heard either in a dream or in my head verbally, okay, and it came true. So just a touch of that. But again, meditation, working on your spiritual self, helps enhance that. Let's see, claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient. Oh, that's a big one for me, I guess, and that is in with premonition. Okay, you have a feeling something's going to happen. Okay, or you have a feeling your loved one is near. Like the other day, I had to put my puppy, my elderly dog. I had to take him to the vet to have him euthanized. He popped out of his body. Yeah. I felt it, and the vet tell me, well, his brain dead, but he's not technically dead yet. His heart is still pumping and stuff. And I'm like, no, he's out of his body. He was out before you even said he was brain dead. Yeah. Yeah, and I knew where he was, although I could not see him. I know when he's next to me. I know when certain family members are next to me or whatever. Or any spiritual entity, I can feel it. Okay? That would be clairsentient. Now, here's a clairsentient I want to talk about. And I don't know if it's so much an ability. It's more of if your loved ones are willing to do it and you know what it is. Okay? Now, my family, they touch me on my hands or whatever very softly. Now, it doesn't feel like when they touch you here. Yeah, that's a feeling, but not an emotional feeling. It feels very feathery and light, very soft, or sometimes almost tingly. I don't know how to explain it, yeah. But I would not, I don't know if I consider that clairsentient, but it popped in my mind because feelings. So let's say, I know there's other clairs, I'm not thinking of them right quick. Oh, visual. I do on occasion, like I mentioned, see spirits, okay? That's something I basically hone into when I'm giving messages. Oh, let me say, like, well, I've seen spirits throughout my life, here and there. I've seen spirits when I thought they were actual, had physical bodies, and they didn't. I had to get that information from upstairs. They said, oh, no. That person you were talking to didn't have a physical body. Now, I was also told that if you see that a spirit who looks like they have a physical body, they will not approach you and talk to you if there are others around. Yeah, so you don't look like a crazy person to everybody else. What happens is they'll approach you. You want to talk on this? I do, Mama. Okay, let's go ahead, John. Yeah, so they'll approach you and speak to you. However, they'll make sure no one else is around. Right. If someone else is around and they know you can see them, yeah, they'll probably talk into a base in your head. Right. Or they won't speak at all. Okay? So that's how that works. If you're in public, we're never going to embarrass you. Okay? Right. Can I take the back over now? Right. So anyways, that's how it always worked with me. I realized all the times I talked to a spirit in public, whether I knew it was a spirit or not, and I had to get the information from upstairs. I didn't even think about this. Oh, when you talked to this person, that was a spirit. Look, you're joking. And when I think about it, nobody was around when this person talked to me. So I've had that kind of stuff happen. Now, there was one day, yes, I had just gotten to my campsite. Long travel day. I was exhausted. Sit up. Me and my dog Snuggles, Mr. Man, we sitting outside. I got my feet kicked up. I'm having a cup of tea, of course, right? I see someone walking out of the woods. It was my dad. Now, this is typical. My dad, he's basically an outdoorsman. It's where I got my love of camping from. Yes. Now, for some reason, he didn't manifest the top of his body, but I saw his jeans and his shoes, typical of my dad. And the gait, the way he walked. Oh, there's Dad, and coming out of the woods, well, that's Dad. Right. My son Ricky making fun of Grandpa. He said, Grandpa been up here 23, 24 years, but he still haven't gotten manifesting down quite right yet, so he didn't get the top of his body. But I don't think that's true. I'm not sure why that happened that way, Dad. But all I saw were his legs, and he's, yeah, loping. You call it loping. This is what Mom called. My mama called it loping. My dad loped. So yeah, he loped out of the woods. Oh, there's Dad. Pick up the phone. Text my sister. I just saw Dad coming out of the woods. Yes. So there, I see that. I see lots of things, and it's just not human spirits. You see, like I said the other day, you could see animal spirits. I have seen a wolf. Gorgeous, beautiful. I saw my dog the morning after he crossed over. This past Sunday. I saw my dog, right? I see birds all the time. I see all kinds of animals that are not in the physical realm. Now, the way, first of all, there's a different sense about them. They feel different emotionally or spiritually. I don't know how to explain that. Not feel different by touch, obviously. But also, they will disappear, right? You look at them, they're gone. Those in physicality, they have to actually, walk away or fly away. So, yeah, that's a good way to tell. Let me see, am I missing anything? Get your road cards. Yeah, this is something else. I have the ability, I don't know what the hell this is called. I wouldn't call that channeling. You guys do that from outside, right? I have the ability to relax enough. Right. And another thing, automatic writing is a good way to start, okay? When I returned to it, I did start with automatic writing. First with a pen and pencil, then I used my typewriter. What happens is spirit will move your hand, okay? Now, I'm going to do this again when I talk about automatic writing. I'm going to have you guys do this. Right, I had a previous video on that. But I think I'm going to do that one again. And I had a few different people from the spirit realm in my family write their names. I wrote mine. You see the difference. You could see their signatures come out as their own. So they just take your hand and they move them. So like, yes, I go shopping and the kids come with me. You know, my 2 middle children, they died in utero. And my oldest died 7 years ago at the age of 26. We'll go shopping. I can't decide on something. Yeah, just joking around. I just close my eyes, sit at myself, and I say, oh, here, get this tea, Mom. I pick it up, put it in the basket. Oh, that's good. Right. But when I do tarot, right, I don't do tarot readings for others. I just do them for myself sometimes, just for the fun of it. Right. What I do is I have my spread out. I pick when I get my cards out. I'm going to do my spread. I clear my mind, close my eyes, and I just allow spirit to pick the cards instead of me, just kind of, winging it. I don't know how others do it, but that's how I do it because I have the ability to relax enough to let spirit do this. Right, that's not me doing it right now. Okay, so that's another thing. Okay, let me think. Is there anything else on this? Any other psychic mediumship ability? I can't think of any. Can you think anybody? No, Mama, we can't. I think you covered them all. All right, guys. So that's it. You want to. The main thing is to be able to clear your mind, right, and have like no thoughts as much as possible, and relax. You have to be really, really relaxed, right? Just relax your shoulders and everything. That's where the meditation helps you practice this and learn how to do it. All right, so right, and it helps you connect with the divine and spirit realm. So you're working this and this, okay? And yes, your other chakras you want to have in alignment too, but those are the ones that you reach upstairs with. So yes, those are the main things, and you just practice and don't worry about being wrong. You might hear a message wrong. At the beginning, you're going to hear most of them wrong, and that's okay because your people in the spirit realm, they're more than happy to help you do this. Okay, so just keep practicing. You get better and better. So I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.